Her text came at 11:47 p.m., staying at a friend's, too tired to drive. My reply was simple, cold, precise. Hope his couch is comfortable. 2 minutes later, a missed call. Then 10 more. I didn't answer. I just watched the phone tremble across the table, vibrating with panic. The same phone she used to lie to me with. The same voice that once whispered love, now trembling in fear. It was the sound of her empire collapsing, one message at a time. We met on a rainy night outside a bookstore. She asked for my umbrella. I offered her half. That half became a whole, or so I thought. We built a life in quiet coordination, shared breakfasts, whispered plans, matching routines. I thought I'd found peace in her eyes. But peace, I've learned, is just the silence before betrayal speaks. The first crack appeared small. A different perfume when she came home late. A guarded smile when her phone lit up. A password changed, just for security, she said. I didn't accuse, I observed. Observation is a sharper weapon than confrontation. It slices deeper, quieter. Soon the signs formed a pattern. Always the same excuses. Always the same friend, Mark. The man who toasted our anniversary, who laughed too easily at her jokes. The kind of man who lingered just long enough to matter. So I watched. I waited. I gathered. Revenge doesn't begin with rage. It begins with restraint. I started small. Access to our joint accounts, quietly rerouted. Her credit cards, capped. The car she drove, leased under my name. Everything she owned had my signature somewhere on it, and she never noticed. Then I hired someone, not to follow her, but to confirm what I already knew. Photos came back a week later. Her car outside his apartment. Her scarf visible through his window. 2 silhouettes. 1 betrayal. No confrontation. Not yet. That would have given her power, the chance to lie, to weep, to twist. I wanted truth to choke her on its own. So I planned the finale. I booked a surprise weekend trip for us to reconnect. She smiled, relieved, thinking the storm had passed. We packed. She packed lingerie. I packed evidence. But I didn't go. I sent her ahead, said I'd catch a later flight. Instead, I met Mark at his office. Calmly, professionally. I told him about the affair, told him she was becoming attached, told him she was considering telling his wife. He panicked. Men like him always do when pleasure becomes exposure. By the end of that meeting, he'd blocked her, deleted her, vanished. She called him non-stop that weekend. No answer. Her friend had disappeared, leaving her stranded in a hotel room paid for by the man she betrayed. When she came home, I played my role. Quiet, distant, patient. Let her confusion ferment. She grew nervous, started drinking more, apologizing for things I hadn't mentioned. I let guilt rot her from the inside. Then came tonight. Her message about staying at a friend's. The same lie she'd used before. I knew where she was. I knew he wouldn't answer the door. I'd made sure of that. So I replied, "Hope his couch is comfortable." 2 minutes later, her panic erupted. The missed calls began, then the messages. "It's not what you think. Please pick up. I can explain." But explanations are for the innocent. She forfeited that luxury the night she whispered another man's name into my absence. By morning, she'll realize what she's lost. The joint house, now solely mine. Her car, repossessed. Her accounts, frozen. Her job, compromised by the forwarded emails I sent to HR. The ones where she used company hours and resources for her little adventures. She'll learn all of it in waves. A financial, social, emotional collapse. Piece by piece. Just like the way she dismantled my trust. And when she finally calls one last time, desperate, broken, I'll answer. Not with anger, but with clarity. I'm not mad, I'll say. I just needed you to understand what it feels like to lose everything you thought was secure. Then, Silence. The kind that ends things permanently. People think revenge is about destruction. It's not. It's about restoration, restoring the balance they shattered. When I look at her name flashing across my screen, I don't feel hate, just symmetry. The kind that brings peace after chaos. I delete her contact, block her number, step outside. The night air is still, the kind that feels like closure. Her calls stop. My phone is finally quiet. And for the first time in months, so am I. Final line. She traded love for excitement. I returned the favor. Excitement for ruin.